My favorite memory from behind the scenes is in this movie with my daughter. She came down to set for the very first time. She heard me and she started wandering around going, "Action, guns, guns!" And because that's what I say on a Resident Evil set.
Any scene that's gonna stick in your mind, when you go to bed from all these movies? Or monsters?
Monsters. The undead are just a scary concept. I mean, they really are. They're just a scary concept. The lack of individuality of the undead. The fact that they're just never ending. They keep coming and coming and coming and coming. I mean, it really is the stuff of nightmares. And I think that's the strength of the undead, and that's why there's such a strong kind of undead genre, is that they really touch a subconscious nerve in people. I mean, I think they're a primal fear, like a fear of water or a fear of kind of like a vertigo. They touch something very basic and very primal and very scary. And I think, that's one of the real strengths of the Resident Evil franchise, and that's why I think the movies continue.
3D, this is the new tool for a director. This is a blessing or a curse?
A blessing. It is 1,000% a blessing. I'm a complete convert to 3D. I think it's absolutely the future of cinema, and especially for the kind of movies that I make. If you make a romantic comedy or a drama, maybe 3D isn't the appropriate medium. But if you make an action horror movie, action is all being about immersed in the action. And 3D allows you to do that. It allows the explosions to wrap around you. For horror, it's very immersive as well. If you were scared in the dark corridor in 2D, in 3D, you're actually literally in the dark corridor with Mila and with Ellie. So it makes the movies much more immersive, and much more striking, and a much greater experience. And I think ultimately that's one of the reasons why people continue to come to the cinema, is we're going to provide something in the cinema that you can't get by downloading the movie at home. 3D for me, everything I'm doing right now is all about 3D, so it's definitely a blessing, and I love it. I have to admit, I've been making movies for 20 years almost, and this movie felt like I was making my first movie all over again, because you have to relearn the techniques of filmmaking. So I'm 3D all the way.
What character do you identify to the most after all these movies? Which one are you the closest that you would have liked to be on the screen?
Listen, I would have liked to be the Axeman from this movie. He's the big executioner character of the Axe. He's so cool, just rampaging. I mean, I think he's the best monster we've ever had in the franchise, and he looks so striking. He's such a wonderful creation, and everyone's terrified of him. So, of course, who doesn't want that?
Final question, Comic-Con, you've been really coming here quite often, but is it different these days for you? What do you see?
I came here for the first time 15 years ago purely as a fan, and there was a bunch of us and some comic books here. It really was just Comic-Con. And now to kind of see how much it's grown is a really pleasing experience. I still love it. It's different now, but I think it's fantastic, and it's just a pleasure to be part of it. This is my 4th year in a row coming now, although ultimately I think I've been here about 8 times. It's fantastic to come back every year and just see the kind of new excitement, and to see how much more important the kind of movies that we make have become to Hollywood in general. It's like Comic-Con, Hollywood didn't bother about when I was first coming here, and slowly Hollywood's discovered that the kind of movies we make and the kind of audience that we go out to, that's a pretty important audience. And I think finally that audience is getting kind of the respect they deserve from Hollywood, and that's a great thing to see, both as a filmmaker but also as a fanboy.